Hello! What is going on? Welcome to another exciting evening of Roar Stream here aboard the beautiful and fantastically digitalized Bort 3 in the Kitty Theater to do a tier list. Hold on, I could have done that better. A tier list! We haven't done a tier list in a dog's age. It's time to break out the Ultimate Condiment Dip and Sauce Ranker tier list. Been looking forward to this one for a while. I don't think that it's going to take too long. I don't have like any long like videos or anything really to we'll definitely discuss as we normally do. We'll do a normal tier list. We'll talk about that in a few minutes, but yeah, I don't think it will take the 2 nights that I have scheduled for it. So I'm not sure what I'm doing next stream. We'll talk about that in a second. Did my earphones just disappear for a second there? Hello? Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. I thought I checked all these. Alright, if my headphones disappear, let me know. I'll be upstairs. 1 second. Thirsty. I usually mute myself during this. Just gonna take a big sip. 1 second. Before we do that, though, we got some Wordle to do. So I think it's only fitting that we start our game of Wordle with sauce. I think we're going to start with sauce, and that's going to give us some extra Wordle luck today. That sucked. That was a terrible guess. Okay. So it's not E. It's not S, and it's E. I'm sure I'm talking words. It's S and E, but not in those positions. So what else do we have? No, please. Thank you. Nah. There we go. How about pesto? That was a good guess. How about price? No, that's not right. The obvious answer is like, I want to do press, but I feel, you know what? I am going to do press. It could be. Why not? Oh! That's how we do it in this house. And definitely not the other 2 days where we barely finished and did a lot worse. Oh, did it in 3. Let's actually go, as the kids say. I'll have to send that to the old... Actually, let me do that before I forget. How are you, Kitty? How was your Thursday treating you? Let me do this real quick. Wordle. This song, Kitty, is from Final Fantasy VI. Thank you, love. In case I didn't already say that. Oh, that felt really good. That made me, just a little happy that I haven't actually. I am missing my. Okay, I know what the problem is. 1 second. 1 second. Yeah, you're not even. All right, maybe my earphones just might disappear randomly. I'm not sure. Not exactly sure why that's happening, but we'll keep an eye on it for later. Other than feeling out of your mind, I'm sorry, Kitty. Would a bunger help? Bunger? Bunger. All right, are we ready to do some ultimate condiment, dip, and sauce ranker tier list maker? I am. We know that sound probably should be good. I'm going to do a random sound effect.
I'm simply saying that life finds a way.
I think that is probably pretty good. I think I might turn that down just the tiniest bit. There we go. I've noticed the audio has seemed to be a little low in these non-game streams. Let's get this started. We've got a lot to get through. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 24, 36, 48. And that said, I know that we have one repeat, so at least one repeat. They put Nutella on the list twice. Why didn't that work? Why didn't Russian roulette work? Are you going to be like that? Hold on. I didn't test this before the stream, so this is partly my fault. I'm going to reset Touch Portal real quick, and then it should work. While we're waiting, let's get Nutella on the block, because I have something special in mind. And by special, I mean the Devil Bot. It's going to explain to us what Nutella is, even though we already know.
Our next item is Nutella, a sweet, creamy hazelnut spread with cocoa. It has a rich, nutty flavor, balanced by the sweetness of chocolate, making it smooth and indulgent. The best use of Nutella is as a spread on toast, pancakes, or waffles, but it's also great as a filling for pastries or crepes. The most obvious flaw of Nutella is its high sugar content, which can make it overly sweet for some tastes. To highlight Nutella, try making a Nutella-stuffed French toast. The warm, crispy exterior with the gooey chocolate hazelnut filling brings out the best qualities of the spread.
I'm going to be real. I don't really care for Nutella very much. And I know that goes against the grain. But I have a personal reason for it. It's one of those things that remember when you spew and you barf, and like one of the last things you have is like that thing that you remember forever. That is one of the things I remember when I think of Nutella. I think of barfing, and it's awful. One of these things is not done right. I need to find it later. Nutella by itself, I think, is good. But personally, even before I didn't like, even before I barfed Nutella, there's just something about Nutella that I'm not a huge fan of. There's like when you open up a thing of Nutella, and I don't know if you're with me on this. Hear me out. But when you open up, I need the non-disappearing one, please. Like, this is a thing of Nutella. When you open up a Nutella and it's full of Nutella at the bottom, every now and then you'll open it up and it will be just full of this kind of gross, like, watery layer at the top where it separates. And I know that's kind of a problem with some nuts, like some fancy nut spreads. I don't like it. I don't like it when it's something from a very obviously mass-produced item. It's like you couldn't get the goop out of this. I hate goop. I despise goop. So I mean, I gotta put it in C. I think C is fair because I think objectively Nutella is a good food, but subjectively I hate it and I don't like it anymore. Speaking of things I hate, let's go with easy cheese. I was supposed to be sending these through while I was talking, but I got distracted. Here we go. Shit, she's saying something else now. Everything's a disaster.
Our next item is easy cheese, a processed cheese product that comes in an aerosol can. It has a salty, tangy taste with a smooth, spreadable texture. The best use of easy cheese is as a quick topping for crackers, pretzels, or even directly into sandwiches for a cheesy kick. The most obvious flaw of easy cheese is its artificial flavor and texture, which may not appeal to those who prefer natural cheeses.
You don't say.
A dish that would highlight easy cheese well is a loaded baked potato topped with easy cheese, bacon bits, and green onions, combining convenience with flavor.
Oh, that sounds gross. Oh, you want me to put that in a baked potato? Oh, shit. No, you're going right in F. We don't need... I'm willing to hear discussion as to why I shouldn't put it in F. But it's... There's just something about easy cheese that's just real not good, you know? Still messing with my arm. I think F is a perfectly acceptable for easy cheese spread. It's what were the other options you could do with this? Like the best things you could put on this. A quick topping for crackers. I think crackers could possibly be the best use for easy cheese. It's not enough to get it out of F, because there's 1,000 better things you could put on crackers that's not easy cheese. Yeah, I think that's all I need to say about easy cheese. The next item on the list is a Thousand Island dressing.
Our next item is Thousand Island dressing, a creamy, tangy condiment typically made with mayonnaise, ketchup, and relish. It has a slightly sweet, tangy flavor with a smooth texture and mild pickled undertones. The best use of Thousand Island is as a salad dressing or a spread for sandwiches, especially in a classic Reuben.
Oh, I forgot about
The
Reubens.
most obvious flaw of Thousand Island is that its richness can overpower lighter dishes. A dish that would highlight this dressing is a Reuben sandwich, where the creamy dressing perfectly complements the salty corned beef, tangy sauerkraut, and melty Swiss cheese.
I don't like Thousand Island dressing. I know this isn't a good start for a list of condiments, but I don't think Thousand Island is a very good salad dressing. Like, the only real good use for Thousand Island dressing, I agree, Kitty, is a Reuben sandwich. It's too tangy. It's slightly sweet, tangy flavor is a understatement. It's too tangy. It overpowers anything. I think that agreed. I'm agreeing with the Devil Bot. It complements corned beef, sauerkraut, and Swiss cheese. That makes perfect sense. It's not making it out of D, though. I certainly can't put it on the same level as Nutella. It's objectively not anywhere close to Nutella. I think D is more than fair. It might even travel its way to F, but I don't think so. I think it's a perfectly fine dressing. It's too sweet. It's too sweet. It's too tangy. It's kind of gross. It really only works when it's paired up with sauerkraut and on rye bread. Agreed with the bots. Hummus, you say?
Our next item is hummus, a creamy Middle Eastern dip made from blended chickpeas, tahini, olive oil, lemon juice, and garlic. It has a smooth, earthy flavor with a hint of nuttiness and tang from the lemon. The best use of hummus is as a dip for vegetables, pita bread, or crackers, but it also works well as a spread in wraps or sandwiches. The most obvious flaw of hummus is that it can sometimes be too bland if not seasoned properly.
I can agree with that.
To best highlight hummus, try a Mediterranean platter with hummus, falafel, fresh veggies, and warm pita bread, allowing the creamy dip to shine alongside bold flavors.
Thousand Island is your barf memory food? I mean, I never barfed it, and it's also a barf memory food for me. It has that acidic tang that you would get from barf. You know what I mean? But things that aren't barf, hummus. I know that you like hummus, Kitty. Hummus is real good. I like hummus. I don't love hummus. I think hummus is really, really swell compared to the rest of the list. As always, I grade on a curve somewhat. So like looking compared to the rest of the list, I think I feel comfortable putting hummus at least above Nutella for me personally. Probably even B. I do have an F. I don't usually have an F on my tier lists. So we do have an extra row to play with. I think I like hummus a little better than I like Nutella. I'm not sure I'm willing to put hummus into A. I don't like hummus that much. I wasn't sure about this channel. There's not really a whole lot to it. It's just Cloud going, "Hoo boy." But you know what? It makes me smile every time I see it, and that's all that's important with my channels. I think B is perfectly acceptable for hummus. I think B would probably be an insult considering how widely acclaimed hummus is, but I just can't be asked to put it in A. I know there's some things in here on this list that are going to be S rank and above, and there's no way I can put hummus at this time. I can't put hummus above B. We might get there though. Chunky tomato salsa, medium flavor. I've already decided Kitty and I, we talked, we had a long discussion about it and decided, you know what, we're not going to judge based on the actual item itself. Like, we're not judging Daisy sour cream. We're judging sour cream in general. I'm going to work differently than I did with the last list. I was very strict with my pizza list. I'm going to be a lot more general this time. So this is going to be chunky tomato salsa specifically. Not just Tostitos brand, even though I like Tostitos brand.
Our next item is chunky tomato salsa, a vibrant, fresh condiment made from diced tomatoes, onions, peppers, and cilantro with a medium level of heat. It has a balanced flavor with a slight kick, combining the sweetness of tomatoes and the tanginess of lime with a subtle spiciness. The best use of chunky salsa is as a dip for tortilla chips or as a topping for tacos, burritos, or grilled meats. The most obvious flaw of chunky salsa is that it can sometimes be watery, which can make certain dishes soggy. To best highlight this salsa, serve it with grilled chicken fajitas, where its freshness and medium spice
get a chicken
complement
vagina.
the smoky flavors of the grilled vegetables and chicken.
Oh man, I love me some salsa. I used to like Jared salsa. Do you mean jarred, or do you mean specifically Jared? Hold on. Best and worst Jared salsa from the Brian Francis blog page. I think he means jarred. It's one thing to say Jared with an iPhone autocorrect. This one didn't live up to my fond memories. It's just a pile of goop. This makes me not want salsa anymore. Salsa, easy A, right? Salsa is delicious. This is a medium salsa, which means it's not going to be super spicy, which means you can eat, you can eat it like crazy. I think I might know what the problem is. Hold on. This is going to bother me till I figure this out. I need to do one thing real quick. Here, have a free Grandpa Simpson. That will give me time to fix this.
We can't bust heads like we used to.
But we have our ways.
One trick is to tell them stories that don't go anywhere. Like the time I caught the ferry over to Shelbyville.
I needed a new heel for my shoe.
So, I decided to go to Morganville.
There it is. I found the
What
problem.
they called Shelbyville in those days.
So I tied an onion on my belt, which was the style at the time.
Now, to take the ferry cost a nickel, and in those days, nickels had pictures of bumblebees on them. Give me 5 B's for a quarter, you'd say. Now, where were we?
Oh yeah.
The important thing was that I had an onion on my belt,
Which was the style at the time.
They didn't have white onions because of the war. The only thing you could get was those big yellow ones.
Fixed it just in time. Hey, we're back. Okay. I had a slight issue with the new headphones. They are fixed now. Sorry about that. Let's continue the tier list. We put the salsa into A. Am I willing to move the salsa up to S? I really like salsa. Do I like it as much as I like some other things on this list? I don't want to do any spoilers here. Do I like it more? I mean, honestly, I'm willing to put it in A for now. Like straight up top of A. It might make it up to S. I'm not 100% sure. Our next item is Miracle Whip.
Our next item is Miracle Whip, a tangy, creamy dressing that's similar to mayonnaise, but with a slightly sweeter and more pronounced vinegar flavor. It has a smooth,
Is that what the flavor of
zesty
Miracle
taste
Whip is?
that makes it ideal as a sandwich spread or a base for creamy salads like coleslaw and potato salad. The most obvious flaw of Miracle Whip is that its sweetness can be off-putting for those who prefer the more subtle flavor of traditional mayonnaise. To highlight Miracle Whip, try making a classic deviled egg dish where its tangy kick adds a unique twist to the creamy egg filling.
Kitty, when we have deviled eggs, are they typically with Miracle Whip or with mayonnaise? I used to really like Miracle Whip. What? Miracle Whip is a tangy, creamy dressing that's similar to mayo. Slightly sweeter. Is there like actually a zest in Miracle Whip? I guess there is. I really used to like Miracle Whip on my turkey sandwiches. Other than that, I don't think Miracle Whip is a good product. I think it's gross. I think if the fact that you can, you know, I think the taste of Miracle Whip outside of a few very select options is kind of gross, which makes me think I don't want to necessarily put it above D. I do like Miracle Whip on turkey sandwiches. Actually, I take that back. I think I'm going to put it under Thousand Island dressing because Miracle Whip on turkey sandwiches is not nearly as good as Thousand Island on a Reuben. You know what I'm saying there? I think Miracle Whip is a little below Thousand Island dressing, and I know that is probably a, horrifying statement to the countries across the world that really love mayonnaise and Miracle Whip, but I'm sorry. It's not that great. Ready Whip was the next one I put into the bot. I guess we're doing Ready Whip.
Our next item is Ready Whip, a light and airy whipped cream that comes in a convenient aerosol can. It has a sweet, creamy flavor with a delicate texture, making it perfect for topping desserts like pies, cakes, and hot chocolate. The convenience of being ready to use adds to its appeal for quick garnishing. The most obvious flaw of Ready Whip is that it can deflate or melt quickly, especially on warm dishes. To best highlight Ready Whip, serve it on top of a rich, warm slice of pumpkin pie, where its light sweetness contrasts beautifully with the spiced filling.
Yeah, I think pumpkin pie is probably the best use for Ready Whip. God, I love Ready Whip. I don't think it's S tier. Like, I don't think I like Ready Whip more than I like chunky salsa, like a good chunky tomato salsa. And you're right, Kitty. I think that fresh salsa is better. Unfortunately, we're not here to rank fresh things. Like, I take that back. We are. I take that back. We're ranking salsa in general. So we can't always have fresh salsa, I guess is what I was trying to say. Sometimes we're stuck with just the salsa that they make in New York City. Where did I put Ready Whip? I think A is acceptable. I don't think I'm ready to put it in S tier next to some of these heavy hitters down here, but I think A is acceptable, especially since chunky salsa might move up a spot. Next on the list is a marshmallow fluff.
Our next item is marshmallow fluff, a thick and sticky spread made from marshmallow cream. It has a sweet, sugary flavor with a soft, pillowy texture that makes it perfect for desserts. The best use of marshmallow fluff is in sandwiches, like the classic Fluffernutter, or as a topping for hot cocoa or fruit. The most obvious flaw of marshmallow fluff is its extreme sweetness, which can overpower other flavors in a dish. To highlight marshmallow fluff, try making s'mores brownies, where its gooey texture and sweetness perfectly complement the rich chocolate and graham cracker crust.
Are people out there making this? I guess you could. I need to know way more about the Fluffernutter. Okay, she's thinking. Now, other than the Fluffernutter, how do we feel about Marshmallow Fluff? I think Marshmallow Fluff is pretty bad, right? Like, if you want marshmallows, there are way better ways to get marshmallow, right? That said, this Fluffernutter sounds oh god. I need you to chunk that down. Can you condense that into like 2 paragraphs? Yeah, the bot's giving me like 15 paragraphs to read. Here we go.
The Fluffernutter is a classic American sandwich made with peanut butter and marshmallow fluff, typically spread between 2 slices of soft white bread. The sandwich originated in the early 20th century in Massachusetts, where marshmallow fluff was first produced. It became widely popular in the 1960s when the name Fluffernutter was coined as part of a marketing campaign. The combination of salty, creamy peanut butter with the sweet, sticky marshmallow fluff creates a distinct contrast in flavor and texture, making it a nostalgic treat for many. While the Fluffernutter is primarily known as a sandwich, it has inspired other creative dishes like Fluffernutter cookies and pies. The biggest drawback is its sweetness, which can be overwhelming for some. The stickiness of the fluff also makes it a bit messy to eat. For a twist, you can add banana slices or drizzle chocolate syrup to elevate the experience even further.
Are you telling me people out there, you telling me people out there making marshmallow peanut butter, that's the same color, peanut butter and banana sandwiches? Because that sounds sick. And by sick, I mean amazing. It's not going to get marshmallow fluff out of F. When I haven't had marshmallow fluff in a very long time, but when I think of marshmallow fluff, I just think of just glop. Just glop. If I have one standard for my tier list, it's that glop is not allowed. I don't like gloop. I don't like glop. I don't like goop. Anything that's goopy, just like, no, I don't want I'm intended to eat you. I don't want to eat anything that's goopy. Things that are not goopy though. Cool Whip. That's a Family Guy joke.
Our next item is Cool Whip, a light whipped topping with a creamy, sweet flavor. It has a smooth and fluffy texture, making it ideal for topping pies, cakes, and puddings, or folding into no-bake desserts like fruit salads and trifles. The most obvious flaw of Cool Whip is that its artificial aftertaste can be noticeable compared to freshly whipped cream. A dish that best highlights Cool Whip is a no-bake strawberry shortcake trifle, where its airy texture complements the layers of fresh strawberries, cake, and vanilla pudding.
Strawberry shortcake trifle does sound good. Kitty and I disagree on Cool Whip, whether or not it's better than Ready Whip. I don't think Cool Whip is even close to Ready Whip. I do like Cool Whip better than I like Nutella, and if I'm honest, I think I like it better than hummus. I might even like it enough to get it into A, but there's no way it's going above Ready Whip. Cool Whip and Ready Whip are so wildly different that I can't even imagine a world in which they would be on the same level. I mean, they can be, but they won't be, one is certainly better, gosh darn it. What is our next item? It's sour cream, I think. Sour cream.
Our next item is sour cream, a tangy and creamy dairy product made from fermented cream. It has a smooth texture and a mildly sour flavor that balances richness with a hint of acidity. Sour cream is best used as a topping for baked potatoes, tacos, or chili.
Gross.
And it can also be incorporated into baked goods to add moisture and tenderness. The most obvious flaw of sour cream is that it can separate or become watery if left out for too long or improperly stored. A dish that would best highlight sour cream is a loaded baked potato, where the creaminess and tanginess of the sour cream perfectly complement the savory toppings like cheese, bacon, and chives.
It really needs to work on tanginess. It's not tanginess. That's a different thing. And by a different thing, I mean not a thing at all. I really like sour cream. Like on a baked potato, the easy cheese baked potato, that gets a boo this man. But the sour cream on a baked potato, on a loaded baked potato, you throw sour cream on there, you throw cheese, you throw chives, you throw onions, you throw, butter. Sour cream, though. I think I like it more. I like it more than I like Cool Whip. Do I like it more than I like Cool Whip? I don't really eat it in chili. I don't really eat it in my tacos. I really only like it on baked potatoes. I definitely like sour cream more than I like hummus. You like sour cream? Sour cream is really good. I don't think I like it more than I like Cool Whip. I don't think I'm willing to take that leap. I think it needs to say right underneath Cool Whip. Guacamole.
Our next item is guacamole, a rich, creamy dip made primarily from mashed avocados, typically mixed with lime juice, cilantro, onions, and sometimes tomatoes or jalapenos. It has a fresh, buttery texture with a tangy, slightly spicy flavor. The best use of guacamole is as a dip for tortilla chips, but it also shines as a topping for tacos, burritos, or burgers. The most obvious flaw of guacamole is its tendency to brown quickly when exposed to air, which can affect both its appearance and flavor. A dish
definitely.
That would best highlight guacamole is a classic taco salad.
Don't like taco
where
salads.
Its creamy texture and fresh flavor elevate the combination of crisp lettuce, seasoned meat, and crunchy tortilla strips.
You're not going to like my answer on guac, Kitty. I do like it more than I like Thousand Island, and I think I like it enough to put it into C. I'm willing to put it on the same level right next to Nutella. I don't know if they're equivalent. They're really close in my mind. Like I said, Nutella objectively should at least be one level up, if not more. But I think you're every now and then the characters have a chance to randomly shoot off into space, and I think you just triggered the 1 in 256. I think that's fair right there. Ranch dressing.
Our next item is ranch dressing, a creamy and tangy sauce made from buttermilk, garlic, herbs, and spices. It has a savory, slightly tangy flavor with a smooth texture, making it perfect for salads, dipping vegetables, or even as a pizza topping.
No.
Its versatility and rich taste make it a popular go-to condiment. The most obvious flaw of ranch dressing is that it can be heavy and overpowering when used in large quantities. A dish that best highlights ranch dressing is a crispy chicken salad, where the dressing's creaminess complements the crunch of fresh vegetables and the savory, tender chicken.
I really like ranch dressing. This might be an enormous shock, but ranch dressing is really good. I'm not willing to say I like it more than I like Ready Whip. And I think it's more versatile than Cool Whip. I think I like the versatility of ranch dressing, especially like Hidden Valley Ranch, especially like a buttermilk ranch or a garlic ranch or one of those fancy ranches. Like, that's some good stuff right there. And you get a ranch salad loaded with fixins. I haven't had homemade salads are really good, but remember when we used to go to like Soup Plantation or Sweet Tomatoes, as it used to be called, and we used to get the giant salads? I miss those salads. I miss a good honkin' salad. But we can make them at home. I wonder if bacon bits are even on the list. I don't think bacon bits are on the list. Interesting. I guess they were looking for more of a sauces and dips compilation. You know what I mean? Bacon bits. Because bacon bits aren't on the list, I don't have to give my opinion of them. Caesar dressing.
Our next item is Caesar dressing, a creamy, savory sauce traditionally made with garlic, anchovies, lemon juice, egg yolk, and Parmesan cheese. It has a bold, tangy flavor with a hint of umami from the anchovies, making it a perfect companion for crisp romaine lettuce in the classic Caesar salad. Its rich and slightly salty profile enhances simple greens with depth and complexity. The most obvious flaw of Caesar dressing is that its strong flavor can dominate more delicate ingredients if not used sparingly. A dish that best highlights Caesar dressing is a grilled chicken Caesar salad, where the dressing's tangy richness perfectly complements the smoky, tender chicken and crunchy croutons.
There is a gravy packet, Kitty. There is a, I'm going to assume that relates to brown gravy. You know what I mean. It relates to like gravies, not just McCormick's brown gravy, like all brown gravies. Although that said, I'll talk about brown gravies when we get to it. Caesar dressing. I like Caesar dressing. I do. I like Caesar dressing more than I like hummus. I like Caesar dressing more than I like sour cream. I would agree with that. I don't think I like it more than I like Cool Whip. Kitty, do you want the, if you want, this is the tier list if you wanted to do your own at some point. I know you don't have to, but I know that's an option if you wanted to play along, as the kids say. Although you can't really. Actually, you could do it on the stream. I don't know. Regardless, that is that if you want to do it at some point. Ketchup. It's finally time for ketchup. I said ketchup. Hello? Try again, GPT. You just don't think butter is a condiment? I mean, is it any less of a condiment than sour cream is, to be fair?
Our next item is ketchup, a thick, tangy condiment made primarily from tomatoes, vinegar, sugar, and spices. It has a sweet and slightly acidic flavor with a smooth texture, making it perfect as a dip for fries or a topping for burgers and hot dogs. Its versatility and iconic taste have made it a staple in many households. The most obvious flaw of ketchup is its high sugar content, which can make it overly sweet for some dishes. A dish that best highlights ketchup is a classic meatloaf.
I'd agree with that.
Its tangy sweetness forms a delicious glaze that complements the savory meat.
You know, everyone says that GPT is so full of shit. It's been spot on for the most part on these food descriptions. How goes the condoms? Condoms are going great, Pyrie. It's not, Pyrie. It's not. I mean, it is in some ways, but when it comes to talking about food things, that's part of why I'm doing this tonight, because I wanted to test just how smart is it. I like looking at it. See what you put in the upper tiers? I'm getting there. Hold your horses. Ketchup. Ketchup is S, right? Like, actually, is it S? For me personally, it's definitely A. I don't. It's not very versatile for me specifically, though, Kitty. Other than hot dogs, we're just thinking ketchup because that's what we've been brought up our whole life to think, hey, this is the most important condiment. It's really just a product of big condoms. Fries and meatloaf are a good point. Ketchup is mid. But here's the question, though. Am I going to be more excited with a big ol' thing of salsa and chips, or salsa and nachos, or you know what I mean, like tortilla chips? Or am I going to be more excited about having tomatoes and tomato ketchup and french fries and meatloaf? I think it's delicious. Is it S? I'm willing to put it, I don't know if, I'm willing to put it right under Ready Whip. Which honestly, considering ketchup, if you think about ketchup objectively, is way better than it deserves. Like go get yourself, well, not right now, but later, go get yourself a big dollop of ketchup, and whatever method you want to have it is fine. Meatloaf is probably the best option for ketchup, but honestly, you could do barbecue sauce. There's lots of stuff you could do. I don't know, but I think it's really good. I don't think I like it for me personally more than I like Ready Whip. You know what I mean? This is a new channel, by the way. Is that T-Pain? I think that's T-Pain, right? Sweet and sour sauce.
Our next item is sweet and sour sauce, a vibrant condiment made from a mix of vinegar, sugar, and fruit juice, often pineapple, thickened with cornstarch. It has a tangy sweet flavor with a hint of sourness, creating a delightful balance that pairs well with a variety of dishes. The best use of sweet and sour sauce is as a dip for fried appetizers like egg rolls or chicken tenders, or as a glaze for stir fries.
Chicken tenders?
The most obvious flaw of sweet and sour sauce is that it can be too sugary, which may overpower the flavors of lighter dishes. To best highlight sweet and sour sauce, try a classic sweet and sour chicken dish, where the sauce beautifully coats crispy fried chicken pieces, balancing sweetness with tang.
Sweetness with tang. Sweet and sour sauce is an interesting addition. I think this is more of a thing overseas. Like all over overseas, from like Europe, like all over Asia. Not as much in America. Like the only time I can even think of sweet and sour sauce is like Chinese, some Vietnamese dishes. We don't really use it very often. Duck sauce is really good. I mean, I kind of like it more than I like Thousand Island dressing. Like, to be objective, do I like the taste of sweet and sour sauce more than I like the taste of Thousand Island dressing, even on their respective, their respective food choices? I think so. I think I like it equivalent to Thousand Island dressing at the very least. Chunky blue cheese. Oh, I also didn't say... You know what? I'm just going to go with blue cheese dressing. I think it's the spirit of the option.
Our next item is blue cheese dressing, a rich and creamy sauce made from blue cheese, mayonnaise, and buttermilk. It has a bold, tangy flavor with the distinctive sharpness of blue cheese, making it perfect for those who enjoy strong, savory tastes. The best use of blue cheese dressing is as a dip for buffalo wings.
A dip?
Or as a dressing for hearty salads like a wedge salad. The most obvious flaw of blue cheese dressing is its pungency, which can be overpowering for people who are not fans of strong cheeses.
Oh,
A dish that best highlights blue cheese dressing is a classic wedge salad with crispy bacon, tomatoes, and onions, where the dressing's creaminess complements the crunch of the lettuce and the saltiness of the bacon.
I loathe blue cheese dressing. I despise blue cheese. I've tried to like blue cheese. It's gross. It's easily worse than easy cheese. Easy cheese is gross, but at least I can get it down. Like, as I'm eating easy cheese, spreadable cheese, which is not food. That is not food. At least it has the concept of food. You know what I mean? It's food adjacent. Chunky blue cheese is mold. And I'm not above eating things that are weird, like mold, things like that are fine. But if it tastes gross and garbagey, don't eat it. It's an F. It's terrible. The next item is honey mustard.
Our next item is honey mustard, a sweet and tangy sauce made by combining mustard with honey. It has a smooth, balanced flavor that combines the spiciness of mustard with the sweetness of honey, making it ideal for dipping chicken tenders, pretzels, or as a sandwich spread. Its versatility and mild flavor make it a popular choice for those looking for something sweet yet savory. The most obvious flaw of honey mustard is that it can sometimes be too sweet, especially if the honey overpowers the mustard's bite. A dish that best highlights honey mustard is a grilled chicken sandwich, where the sauce adds just the right amount of sweetness and tang to the smoky, savory chicken.
What's your favorite dipping sauce for chicken, Kitty? I think honey mustard probably kicks it for me. You like hot mustard more? I'd agree with that. Like if we're talking like, you know, McDonald's hot mustard is, you know, ambrosia of the gods. That sounds really capitalist. Let me tone that down a little bit. McDonald's hot mustard is real good, and I like it. But honey mustard is really good too. Objectively, I like it more than I like guacamole, and I like it more than I like guacamole, and I like it more than I like Nutella. Objectively, I like it more than I like hummus. And looking at this list, I'm willing to drop hummus down one spot. I think hummus is a hot C in my opinion, and I think I'm okay with that. Do I like it more than I like sour cream? Yes. And I think I like it more than I like Caesar dressing. Don't like it more than I like Cool Whip, though. It's not passing the Cool Whip barrier. What time is it? I think we got enough time for one or two more before we need to take a break. Tabasco sauce.
Our next item is Tabasco sauce, a spicy, vinegar-based hot sauce made from Tabasco peppers. It has a sharp, tangy heat that adds a quick kick to any dish without overpowering it. The best use of Tabasco is to enhance the flavor of eggs, soups, or even Bloody Marys with just a few drops. The most obvious flaw of Tabasco sauce is its thin consistency, which can sometimes make it difficult to control how much heat you're adding. A dish that best highlights Tabasco is a classic gumbo, where the sauce's tangy spice elevates the rich, hearty flavors of the stew.
Kitty, we don't eat oysters. I don't know if I've ever actually had oysters. I know I'm not saying you haven't, but we don't typically eat oysters, do we? And by we, I mean you, because I know I don't. I think I've had them once. Tabasco sauce is good. I don't love it. It's fine. I don't really think about it very much. We did in New York. Where? Do you remember? Was it at the fancy restaurant by the skating rink? I think I like Tabasco more than I like guacamole, and I like it more than I like Nutella, and I like it more than I like hummus. I'm not willing to say that I like it more than I like sour cream. I think Tabasco... That said, I think I like Tabasco enough to put it in B, so we'll have another layer of B. I don't think I like Tabasco more than sour cream. No, I think it can stop right there. Cocktail sauce, you say?
Our next item is cocktail sauce, a tangy and slightly spicy condiment typically made from ketchup, horseradish, lemon juice, and Worcestershire sauce. It has a bold, zesty flavor with a balance of sweetness and heat, making it perfect for pairing with seafood, especially shrimp or oysters. The most obvious flaw of cocktail sauce is that the horseradish can sometimes overpower the other flavors if too much is used. A dish that best highlights cocktail sauce is a classic shrimp cocktail, where the sauce adds a sharp, tangy kick to the tender, chilled shrimp.
Okay, see, here's the thing. I love me some cocktail sauce. But when do you use it? Like, other than shrimp, is there ever a time to use cocktail sauce? I'm going to ask the Devil Bot. Look, level with me here. When can you use cocktail sauce outside of shrimp? And I don't really eat oysters. Let's get out of the seafood realm if possible. I hear you. Meatloaf glaze. Ooh. I kind of like these options here.
I hear you. Cocktail sauce is definitely typecast in the seafood world, but there are actually a few ways you can use it outside of shrimp and oysters. 1. Meatloaf glaze. Swap out the ketchup in your meatloaf recipe with cocktail sauce for a tangier, spicier glaze.
Tangier!
The horseradish adds a nice kick that pairs well with the richness of the meat. 2. Burger or sandwich spread. Use cocktail sauce as a spread on burgers or deli sandwiches. It adds a zesty flavor that goes especially well with roast beef or turkey. 3. Bloody Mary mix-in. You can mix a bit of cocktail sauce into a Bloody Mary for an extra hit of spice and flavor. The horseradish and lemon juice complement the drink perfectly. 4. Dipping sauce for fries or onion rings. Try cocktail sauce as a dip for fries, onion rings, or even chicken tenders. The tangy sweet balance with a bit of heat can add a fun twist to these fried snacks. So yeah, you can totally break it out beyond seafood.
Dipping sauce for fries or onion rings sounds really good. I forgot about Bloody Marys and a burger or sandwich spread. Like a turkey and cocktail sauce sandwich? Interesting. I'd try it. I don't think I can get cocktail sauce above Tabasco sauce. I'm gonna be real. I think top of C is the highest I can go. I like it more than I like hummus. In fact, maybe even some cocktail sauce in the hummus might not be a bad idea. Like, what do you think, Devilbot? Do you suggest? There it goes. It's back. I didn't lose my internet through all that. That's 100% Twitch. Interesting. Good to know. I have a little thing up here that I can see. I can see where my internet is, and I'm like, nope, I didn't lose internet there. In fact, I'm gonna keep it. No, nowhere special. I'm gonna keep it right over here where you can't see it, right behind my big body. Anyways, I need to take a quick break. Sorry about the downtime. I will be back in a few minutes. Hopefully the stream doesn't go down again. That sucks. Be right back. I'm back. I'm back. And I have a snack that I will eat in a little bit while we're listening to her talk about, relish. Oh, here we go. Actually, GPT didn't agree with my idea about hummus.
I have to be honest, putting cocktail sauce into hummus is probably not the best idea. The flavors of cocktail sauce, with its tangy, spicy notes and horseradish kick, would clash pretty hard with the creamy, earthy flavor of the hummus. If you're looking to spice up your hummus, I'd recommend adding things like roasted red peppers, harissa, or even a touch of sriracha for heat. Cocktail sauce is better suited for other dips and spreads, but hummus is best kept more on the Mediterranean side of things.
Interesting. All right, cool. Tell me about relish.
Our next item is sweet relish, a tangy and sugary condiment made from pickled cucumbers, sugar, and vinegar. It has a crunchy texture and a sweet, sour flavor that complements the acidity of the pickles. The best use of sweet relish is as a topping for hot dogs, hamburgers, or mixed into potato salads for added sweetness and crunch. The most obvious flaw of sweet relish is that it can be overly sweet, which may not appeal to those who prefer less sugary condiments. A dish that best highlights sweet relish is a classic hot dog, where the relish adds a bright, tangy sweetness to the...
Oh, oops, I screwed it up. Anyway, I was putting in peanut butter and I screwed it up. We got to the end of it though. I don't like relish nearly as much as Kitty does. I need a drink. I don't hate relish. I like relish more than I like... I like it more than I like Thousand Island objectively. Like, compared to the other things, like, of all the things that relish is good on versus all the things that Thousand Island are good on, I think relish is better. I don't think I like relish more than I like sweet and sour sauce. I don't think I can put relish any higher than D. Like, there's really never a time where I'm just like, hot damn, relish. It's like, that's never really in my, you know, lexicon. But the thing that's really in my lexicon is the one and only peanut butter. I don't mean to editorialize, but I think we know where this one's going.
Our next item is peanut butter, a rich, creamy spread made from ground peanuts. It has a savory, slightly sweet flavor with a smooth or chunky texture, depending on the variety. The best use of peanut butter is in sandwiches, like the classic PB&J,
this is hardly
or as a
fair.
base for cookies, smoothies, or sauces in savory dishes like satay. The most obvious flaw of peanut butter is its tendency to stick to the roof of your mouth, which can make it difficult to eat in large quantities.
Large quantities?
A dish that best highlights peanut butter is Thai peanut noodles, where its creamy, nutty flavor pairs beautifully with soy sauce, lime, and fresh herbs for a savory, satisfying meal.
I'm sorry, how much peanut butter are you eating that it is sticking to the roof of your mouth to a degree that you can't eat it in large quantities? That you need to calm down. I love peanut butter. You need to calm down. S is yeah, this is going S, right? 1000%. I have peanut butter on the daily. It is one of the most quintessential foods. I don't think you can describe peanut butter as having a nutty flavor. It said a rich, creamy spread made from ground peanuts. Listen. It's delicious. What is your favorite kind of peanut butter? Not necessarily brands, because there really is only one brand of peanut butter. Imagine a vegan diet without peanut butter. You can't. If I wanted to be... Thank you, Pyrie. Excellent choice. If I wanted to be vegan, which I have no intention of being vegan, also hi Coyote, yeah, peanut butter would be my go-to. Honestly, like if I need a go-to snack, like just a gloop like a gloop of peanut butter, just going into the kitchen with a spoon and just doing this with the peanut butter jar. It's like, oh yeah, just get it all in my mouth. You think it tastes very peanut buttery. It's true. It's kind of like when people say that a dish is fishy. Like, I ordered the salmon and it was pretty fishy. It's like, well, no shit. English is a fun language.
Our next item is barbecue sauce, a thick and flavorful condiment made from tomatoes, vinegar, sugar, and a blend of spices. It has a smoky, sweet, and tangy taste, often with a hint of spice depending on the variety. Barbecue sauce is best used as a marinade or glaze for grilled meats like ribs, chicken, or pulled pork, adding rich flavor and caramelization when cooked. The most obvious flaw of barbecue sauce is that it can sometimes be too sweet or overpowering, masking the natural flavors of the meat. A dish that best highlights barbecue sauce is slow-cooked pulled pork sandwiches, where the sauce's tangy sweetness perfectly complements the tender, smoky meat.
Bunger? Bunger, 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 bunger.
How long have I been muted? Oh, I was muted while I was taking a bite. Thank you. I just made a sex joke. That's okay. I forgot what it was and it probably wasn't worth hearing anyways. I like barbecue sauce. Do I like it more than I like Tabasco sauce? Yes. Do I like it more than I like sour cream? It's kind of apples to oranges, isn't it? Oh, I think my joke was, and I quote, we could both make it extra chunky together with Jif or something along those lines. I know, it was very funny. Barbecue sauce, Tabasco sauce. I think I like barbecue sauce a little better than Tabasco sauce, but I don't think I'm willing to make the leap over sour cream. I think barbecue sauce, sour cream is better than barbecue sauce overall. Sour cream has better uses. You know what I mean? Yellow mustard.
Our next item is yellow mustard, a classic condiment made from ground mustard seeds, vinegar, and turmeric, which gives it its bright color. It has a tangy, slightly sharp flavor with a bit of heat that isn't overpowering. Yellow mustard is best used as a topping for hot dogs, burgers, and sandwiches, or as a key ingredient in salad dressings and marinades. The most obvious flaw of yellow mustard is that its sharp, acidic flavor can dominate more subtle dishes if used in excess. A dish that best highlights yellow mustard is a classic hot dog, where the mustard's tang adds just the right contrast to the savory sausage and soft bun.
I like yellow mustard. I like yellow mustard a lot. That said, do I like it enough to put it anywhere near ketchup? I'm thinking, Pyrie. Hold on. I like cocktail sauce a lot. I like everything in C. I like a lot. Everything in D is mid. Everything in F is gross garbage, and I wish they'd stop selling it. I think that top of C, I don't think I can justify saying that I like yellow mustard more than I like Tabasco sauce. I don't even like Tabasco sauce that much. C is kind of like, oh, I like those things well enough. It's fine. It's adequate. It does the job. But it's not anywhere close to the B tier. I don't know. I feel okay putting yellow mustard right there, right in C. And I know that, I don't know if Kitty agrees with that, but that's okay. We're allowed to disagree. Our marriage is strong enough to survive a condiment disagreement. I almost said condom again. Hello, horseradish.
Our next item is horseradish, a pungent root vegetable often grated and mixed with vinegar to create a strong, spicy condiment. It has a sharp, sinus-clearing heat with a distinctively bitter and earthy undertone. The best use of horseradish is as a condiment for roast beef, prime rib, or as an ingredient in cocktail sauce for seafood. The most obvious flaw of horseradish is its intense heat, which can be overpowering and unpleasant for those unaccustomed to its strength. A dish that best highlights horseradish is a roast beef sandwich, where its sharp, spicy kick perfectly complements the rich, savory flavors of the beef.
I know we're talking about horseradish, but what is this? I know what it is, but I mean, what is it supposed to be representing? Is this supposed to be representing all jams? Like, what am I supposed to be asking for this one? Like, all jam... Tabasco... SBD... It's Smucker's jam. Right, but I mean, like, is it... like, just strawberry jams in general? Oh. I like strawberry jam. Well, my criteria for this, Pyrie, is I'm not necessarily doing the specific item because I think this is the spirit. With some exceptions, like Nutella, Red Hot, Miracle Whip, those are specific. But things like tartar sauce is not specific to Target. You know what I'm saying? I think you're right, Kitty. I think jam with fruit chunks is specifically what it's asking for here. Something you could serve with, like, you know, tea along with mustard and marshmallow fluff.
Our next item is jam with fruit chunks, a sweet,
I didn't even grade horseradish.
Sugar, and sometimes pectin.
Shut up.
It has
Stop. I didn't even grade horseradish yet. Horseradish. I like horseradish a lot. Like, personally, I like horseradish an astounding amount. I think I'm willing at this point. Let me take a look at the rest of this list. Without spoilers, I'm willing to put the salsa up to the top of the bottom of S, and I'm willing to move the horseradish to the top of A. I think I like God, do I like horseradish more than I like Ready Whip or ketchup? I don't know if I can. Actually, yeah. I think personally, I like horseradish more than I like ketchup. I don't think I can make the leap over Ready Whip though. And I'm willing to put tomato chunky salsa at the bottom of S. Anyways, sorry about that. Back to jam.
Our next item is jam with fruit chunks, a sweet, spreadable preserve made from cooked fruit, sugar, and sometimes pectin. It has a rich, fruity flavor with small, tender pieces of fruit that add texture and freshness. The best use of chunky jam is as a spread on toast, scones, or as a filling for pastries and cakes. The most obvious flaw of chunky jam is that the fruit pieces can sometimes be inconsistent in size, leading to an uneven spread. A dish that best highlights jam with fruit chunks is a classic thumbprint cookie, where the jam's sweetness and texture provide a delicious contrast to the buttery, crumbly cookie base.
Sorry, what'd you say? The thumbprint cookie? No, that's not the best use. The best use is clearly a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. What fresh hell is this? This is the sauce, condiment, and dip tier list. And we're talking about strawberry jam. Strawberry jam, I think. God. I think I like... Hi, Sprawl. How do you like the tier list so far, Sprawl? Tell me everything that's wrong with it. I will file it appropriately. Because this is my opinions only. No one else's. Give you a TLDR of the tier list. Does this help? Like, do we need... I can zoom in a little more if you're... Like, it's right here. Can't tell what half the stuff is. Like, it's all good stuff. What did I just do? I think I did horseradish last. No, I did strawberry jam. Strawberry jam. God, I like strawberry jam if I'm going to put it on like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Absolutely. I like it more than I like sour cream. Yeah, I guess. I kind of like Swedish things sometimes. Do I like it more than I like Caesar? Yeah, I guess so. Not more than I like honey mustard, though. I think jam with fruit chunks is not the best. You know what? Fine. It's been an hour. I will give a TLDR of the... actually, it's been an hour and a half. Jesus Christ. I'll go from bottom to the top. These are the most terrible leading to the top. Caesar below ranch. Yeah. I like Caesar, but I better than a good ranch. Ranch has a lot more possibilities. I love Caesar, but compared to a good ranch. I'm part Swedish. No, gosh. From the bottom of the list, blue cheese dressing, easy cheese, spreadable cheese, marshmallow fluff are all in F. Miracle Whip, Thousand Island, Sweet Relish, and sweet and sour sauce are all in D. Guacamole, Nutella, hummus. Hummus. Hummus is fine right there. Cocktail sauce and yellow mustard are all in C. What's the chances of getting a good ranch, though? If you're going to the right places, you can get a good ranch. Hummus and C? Yeah, I think hummus and C is perfectly fair. I'm not a huge fan of guac. Tabasco sauce. Do your own damn list. It's in the tier. It's in the Twitch viewer. Tabasco sauce is at the bottom of B. What would Jeb say? Did Jeb Bush like guacamole? Hold on. I know I'm saying guacamole wrong. Did Jeb Bush like guacamole? Really? Well, I wasn't really paying attention to Jeb.
Yes, Jeb Bush is known for his love of guacamole. During his 2016 presidential campaign, he famously mentioned that he enjoys making guacamole, even tweeting a photo of his own homemade version. It became a lighthearted moment in his campaign and sparked a bit of online attention. So yes, Jeb Bush is a fan of guacamole.
So yes, Jeb Bush does like guac. I'm just not a huge guac fan. B is, I don't know if I went over this, Tabasco sauce, barbecue sauce, sour cream, Caesar dressing, fruit jam, honey mustard, and Cool Whip. Ranch is... What the hell? That's really funny. Where was I? Honey mustard and Cool Whip, ranch dressing, ketchup, horseradish, and Ready Whip spray. And finally, S tier is chunky salsa, or excuse me, medium salsa, tomato salsa, and peanut butter is top of S tier. So there's your rundown. Next on the list is caramel sauce, which I should have had the bot working on. Thanks. Continue. Caramel sauce. I'm having yeah, I know it's on there twice. I didn't make the list. This is the best one I found. We're ignoring the second Nutella.
Our next item is caramel sauce.
See?
A rich and sweet topping made by
caramel
cooking sugar
sauce?
until it melts and caramelizes, then adding butter and cream. It has a buttery, deep sweetness with a smooth texture, making it perfect for drizzling over desserts like ice cream, cakes, and pies. The most obvious flaw of caramel sauce is that it can be overly sweet and sometimes tricky to make without burning the sugar. A dish that best highlights caramel sauce is a classic apple pie, where the warm spiced apples pair beautifully with the rich, silky sweetness of the caramel drizzle.
I like caramel sauce. I really do. Maybe not that much. I think here is fine. I think middle of B is fine. If you get a good caramel mix with some Hershey's syrup, or with some chocolate syrup, excuse me, caramel is so good. I think I like caramel more than I like chocolate sauce. Give me the chocolate.
Our next item is strawberry syrup, a sweet, fruity topping
What the
made
hell
from
is
strawberries,
this?
sugar, and water, often thickened to a smooth, pourable consistency. It has a bright, sweet strawberry flavor with a slightly tangy note, making it ideal for pancakes, waffles, or as a topping for ice cream. The most obvious flaw of strawberry syrup is that it can sometimes taste overly artificial, depending on the brand or preparation method. A dish that best highlights strawberry syrup is a stack of buttermilk pancakes, where its fruity sweetness perfectly complements the fluffy, buttery pancakes.
Buttermilk pancakes, you say? Damn, that sounds good. Strawberry syrup. White vinegar should not be on this list. I kind of don't even want to rank it. Kitty make Roar some flapjacks? Kitty does not have to make me flapjacks. Miss caramel apples. I do too, Kitty. We should have a caramel apple. Strawberry syrup. Where do I want to put strawberry syrup? It's not that high. I like it more than I like Nutella. Strawberry syrup is a little sweet for my taste. I think I'll put it right under hummus. Because I'd have it before I had guac. You can, but she's pretty tired. Kitty's about to fall. Kitty, she said she would stay awake. Like, Kitty, you do not have to stay awake, baby. I appreciate you. What is this? Oh, teriyaki sauce. Teriyaki sauce. God, I haven't had teriyaki sauce in forever. I forgot all about teriyaki sauce.
Our next item is teriyaki sauce, a savory and slightly sweet Japanese sauce made from soy sauce, sugar, ginger, and garlic, often thickened with cornstarch. It has a rich umami flavor with a balance of sweetness and tang, making it perfect for marinating meats, glazing grilled dishes, or stir-fries.
Chicken teriyaki
The most
boy.
obvious flaw of teriyaki sauce is that it can sometimes be too sweet, especially when used in large quantities. A dish that best highlights teriyaki sauce is teriyaki chicken, where the sauce caramelizes beautifully on the grilled chicken, enhancing its savory flavors with a glossy, sweet glaze.
I mean, frankly, I can't say I like teriyaki sauce better than I like sweet and sour sauce. And it's not breaking past guac. It's Mr. Queen of Condiment too. I really don't know why white vinegar's on this list, and I'm going to make an executive decision to not rank it with the other dips. Ain't no one out there drinking vinegar. Think it's better than sweet and sour? I haven't had it in a long time. I'm going to keep it right there. They're about equal in my mind. I like sweet and sour a lot. You know, air quotes, a lot for something in D. Mayonnaise. Why weren't you running? I forgot to push the button. Frank's Red Hot is something specific, so that's going to be its own thing. Red Hot. Original.
Our next item is mayonnaise, a creamy and rich condiment made from oil, egg yolks, and vinegar or lemon juice. It has a smooth, slightly tangy flavor with a subtle richness, making it versatile for sandwiches, wraps, or as a base for salad dressings and dips like aioli. The most obvious flaw of mayonnaise is its high fat content, which can make dishes feel heavy if used excessively. A dish that best highlights mayonnaise is a classic BLT sandwich, where its creamy texture balances the crispy bacon, fresh lettuce, and juicy tomatoes perfectly.
Vinegar and oil are a big combo on salads. Not for me. That's not my... Whenever like you go to like Subway and you don't like wish this upon you, they always ask if you want oil on your sandwich, and it's like, sure, yes, please make my sandwich wet. What are we ranking? Mayo, right? Other than on sandwiches and inside, I don't like the taste of mayo. Mayo, if you can taste the mayo, it is not doing its job. If I'm making things wet is good. A, I don't have an A button. I have an A button. Doesn't quite fit the mood. I don't think I can say I like mayonnaise better than I like teriyaki or sweet sour sauce. Red Hot. I don't know the last time I had Frank's Red Hot. Like, that's one of those, not proprietary, but one of those things that's like, you know, somebody brings to the cookout and you have something else instead. Mayo over Miracle Whip is all you care about? Yeah, agreed. I don't like Miracle Whip, but I like it enough for its very few purposes to keep it out of F. Not Sriracha. Frank's Red Hot.
Our next item is Frank's Red Hot Original, a vinegar-based hot sauce made from cayenne peppers. It has a tangy, mildly spicy flavor with a touch of heat that enhances dishes without overwhelming them.
Are we just
Frank's
assuming
Red
this is
Hot
hot
is
sauce?
best used as a topping for wings, scrambled eggs, or as a flavor boost for marinades and dips. The most obvious flaw of Frank's Red Hot is that it may not be spicy enough for those seeking a stronger heat level. A dish that best highlights Frank's Red Hot is classic buffalo wings, where the sauce's tangy kick complements the crispy fried chicken for an iconic flavor combination.
I was gonna say, is this considered like all hot sauces? Because there's 3 different hot sauces on the list. I'm guessing not. I don't really know what Frank's Red Hot tastes like. I've had it before, and I don't remember being overly impressed. Like, I like it more than I like mayo, and I like it to get it out of D. And I like, from what I remember, I like it more than I like guac. But I can't say it'll pass Nutella. No, it's getting stopped at Nutella. Right at the bottom of C is perfectly fine. No disrespect to Frank's, but I only vaguely remember it. Sriracha.
Our next item is Sriracha, a popular hot sauce made from chili peppers, vinegar, garlic, sugar, and salt. It has a balanced heat with a slightly sweet and garlicky undertone, making it versatile for a wide range of dishes. The best use of Sriracha is as a condiment for eggs, noodles, or as a spicy addition to sauces and marinades. The most obvious flaw of Sriracha is that its sweetness can sometimes overshadow its spiciness, depending on the dish. A dish that best highlights Sriracha is a spicy stir-fried noodle dish, where its heat and flavor blend perfectly with savory vegetables and protein.
That's the first time it's been wildly wrong. The most obvious flaw of Sriracha is that its sweetness can sometimes overshadow its spiciness. Are you what? Sriracha has a very slight sweetness, but there's never a world where the sweetness of Sriracha overpowers its spice. Are you nuts? I was going to say I can't eat Sriracha anymore because it makes me violently painful in my gut. Papa puts it in the chicken marinade. Okay, so I have had something with Frank's, and it's not a bad marinade. I really like Sriracha sauce. I like it enough to put it in A. To just destroy the butt. Not the butt per se, more the guts. Like the butt can take anything. But it destroys the guts. It's really bad on the old intestines. Do I like it more than ranch? I think so. Do I like it more than ketchup? Objectively, yes. Do I like it more than horseradish? No. No, it's staying right under horseradish. I think that's perfectly fine right there. Soy sauce.
Our next item is soy sauce, a salty, umami-rich condiment made from fermented soybeans, wheat, water. It has a deep, savory flavor with a slightly tangy undertone, making it a staple in many Asian dishes. Soy sauce is best used as a seasoning for stir-fries, marinades, or as a dipping sauce for sushi and dumplings. The most obvious flaw of soy sauce is its high sodium content, which can make dishes overly salty if not used carefully. A dish that best highlights soy sauce is beef stir-fry, where its umami depth enhances the flavors of the tender beef and crisp vegetables.
Where's onion dip? We have a French onion dip right here. It's the hell of a good dip. I think I'll treat that as all French onion dips because I don't think hell of a good is enough to be its own category. I don't love soy sauce. I like soy sauce well enough, I guess. I don't like it more than I like Miracle Whip. I like soy sauce when it's supposed to be there and very, very sparingly. It's so salty and so... It's too much, man. It's way too much. And if you overdo it, it ruins the dish more than any other condiment, in my humble opinion. Tartar sauce.
Our next item is tartar sauce, a creamy, tangy condiment typically made from mayonnaise, pickles, capers, and lemon juice. It has a zesty, slightly sweet flavor with a crunchy texture from the pickles, making it an ideal companion for fried seafood like fish and chips or shrimp. The most obvious flaw of tartar sauce is that its richness can be overpowering, especially when paired with already rich fried foods. A dish that best highlights tartar sauce is classic fish and chips, where its tangy, creamy profile cuts through the crisp fried batter and complements the mild fish perfectly.
You're telling you put easy cheese anywhere outside of F, I am going to look very speculatively at the rest of your list. This is not food. It only surpasses blue cheese because at least this tastes kind of okay. Blue cheese just tastes like funk. Blue cheese just tastes like ass. Tartar sauce, though, tastes way better than blue cheese. Tartar sauce, I'm going to put you above guac. I'm going to put you above red hot. If you get into a situation where you're using tartar sauce, like let's just paint the picture here. That I almost pushed the auto clicker. That would have been bad. Let's paint the picture here. You're at the beach. You're at a table. You've got a plate of fried shrimp in front of you and a big old bottle of tartar sauce. The sun's setting in the east, which is weird because it usually sets in the west. The sun setting is the important thing. You can buy a can of cheese for like $2. Yeah. I mean, you could buy a lot of things for $2. It's not good. Anyways, you dip some fried shrimp, some tuna, God. So good. I'm hopping you up above cocktail sauce. I'm going to put it right next to cocktail sauce, right under cocktail sauce, because I can't, in good conscience, I'm putting both of these above yellow mustard. There is no world in which I like yellow mustard more than I like these two sauces right here.
Cock sauce.
That's not what I said. Next up on the list is spicy brown mustard. Also, tartar sauce on like a fried chips, a fried fish at like a UK restaurant. That is some delicious food right there. Spicy brown mustard. Let me get cheese dip. Cheese dip, medium spice is the next condiment. I hope I don't run out of GPT credits. I don't think I should.
Our next item is spicy brown mustard, a bold and tangy condiment made from coarsely ground brown mustard seeds, vinegar, and spices. It has a sharp, slightly spicy flavor with a grainy texture, offering a more intense kick than yellow mustard.
Yeah, I guess so.
The best use of spicy brown mustard is on deli sandwiches, sausages, or as a component in marinades and salad dressings. The most obvious flaw of spicy brown mustard is that its strong flavor can overpower more delicate ingredients. A dish that best highlights spicy brown mustard is a hearty pastrami sandwich, where its robust spice enhances the rich, savory meat.
I'm not gonna lie, it has been wrong one time. It's been objectively, debatable. It's only been wildly incorrect once, when it said that sriracha was sweet. Oh, two of you fuckboys, huh? Let's get rid of one of you. Any last words before I push the button? Ha, ha, ha. Get fucked.
Bunga, 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 bunga.
Spicy brown mustard. You made me push two buttons. What a bunch of fucking losers. I'm not a huge fan, spicy brown mustard. I'm not gonna lie. The older I get, the less I like spicy brown mustard. The only good time you can use spicy brown mustard is on like a deli sandwich, and there is no situation whatsoever in which spicy brown mustard is going to be better than either yellow mustard, horseradish, fucking Miracle Whip, mayo, they're all better than brown mustard. I don't like brown mustard. I think I felt obligated to like brown mustard because my family liked brown mustard a lot, but just not a huge fan. Cheese sauce, though. Cheese dip. Heck yeah.
Our next item is cheese dip, medium spice. A creamy, melty dip typically made with a blend of cheeses and spices, like jalapenos or chili powder for a moderate kick. It has a smooth, rich flavor with a balanced heat, making it perfect for dipping tortilla chips, pretzels, or as a topping for nachos. The most obvious flaw of cheese dip is that it can thicken or harden as it cools, losing its ideal texture. A dish that best highlights cheese dip is loaded nachos, where its creamy, spicy goodness coats the chips and complements toppings like jalapenos, salsa, and sour cream.
Loaded nachos. They can thicken or harden as it cools? I mean, not necessarily, Sprawl. If you get a big plate of nachos and they congeal into a big gloppy, goopy mess, yeah, I'm well-known hater of goop. Am I willing to drop it in S, like straight up? Do I like cheese dip more than I like salsa? I think they're right about the same. Put that in S. What? The cheese dip? I don't know. That could have been an A. Not really, though. The cheese dip was pretty much always destined for S.
Our next item is French onion dip.
That's just
a
butter.
Creamy, savory dip made from sour cream and dried onion soup mix or
Hey,
caramelized onions. It has a rich, tangy flavor with a mild oniony sweetness, making it perfect for pairing with potato chips, vegetables, or crackers.
We're talking about French onion dip.
The most obvious flaw of French onion dip is that it can become too rich or heavy when eaten in large quantities. A dish that best highlights French onion dip is a platter of crunchy potato chips, where the dip's savory creaminess contrasts beautifully with the salty crispness of the chips.
I don't love French onion dip. I don't hate it. There's only like a couple things on this list that I actively despise the thought of putting into my body, and it's these two down here at the bottom. And even the easy cheese I could probably stomach. French onion dip. I like it more than I like Miracle Whip. I like it more than I like Thousand Island dressing. I guess I like it more than relish. I guess I like it more than mayo. I guess I like it more than the sweet and sour and the teriyaki.
Freedom onion dip, you mean?
Freedom fries. Do I like it more than I like guac? No. No, it can stay right at the top of D, thanks. Butter. Butter should not be on this list. Although I guess it could be.
Our next item is butter, a rich and creamy dairy product made from churning cream. It has a smooth texture and a mild, slightly sweet flavor that adds richness to both savory and sweet dishes. Butter is best used for cooking, baking, or as a spread for bread, enhancing flavors with its creamy depth. The most obvious flaw of butter is its high-fat content, which can make dishes feel heavy if overused. A dish that best highlights butter is a classic garlic butter shrimp, where the buttery richness enhances the seafood's natural sweetness and adds a flavorful, aromatic touch.
It is an automatic A, and frankly, well, think about it, Sprawl. I was thinking about it as she was talking, and honestly, think about it on every kind of bread. Like if you go to a fancy restaurant, a fancy bread is nothing without butter. You put a baked potato together, like you need either butter or sour cream, and butter is really good. Have you ever had a bagel with butter? Like, I don't know if you ever go to Dunkin' Donuts or anything equivalent, but butter is a perfectly awesome substitute for sour cream. Not that it's much healthier. Frankly, I kind of want to put it in S. You put cream cheese on a bagel? That's fine too. Cream cheese is good. Try it with butter. Once upon a time, I think it was Kitty who taught me that, like, if you go to like Dunkin', because we used to go to Dunkin' a lot for breakfast, they go hog wild with their cream cheese. They also go hog wild with their butter, but there's just something really nice about the taste of butter on a bagel.
Our next item is Dijon mustard, a smooth and tangy mustard made from brown or black mustard seeds, white wine, and vinegar. It has a sharp, slightly spicy flavor with a refined, tangy finish, making it ideal for salad dressings, sandwiches, or as a glaze for meats. The most obvious flaw of Dijon mustard is that its bold flavor can be overpowering in delicate dishes. A dish that best highlights Dijon mustard is a honey Dijon glazed salmon, where the mustard's tang complements the sweet honey and enhances the richness of the fish.
I can't really even think of the taste of Dijon mustard at the moment. Slightly spicy flavor with refined tangy finish. Honestly, I think it's coming right down here with the relish. Maybe above mayonnaise, but I don't think it's going above teriyaki. I don't think I like Dijon that much. Honey. Honey is a different story. Honey is an automatic S. Honey is one of the best, the best things created.
Our next item is honey, a thick and sweet natural product made by bees from the nectar of flowers. It has a smooth, floral sweetness with subtle variations in flavor depending on the type of flowers the bees have pollinated. Honey is best used as a sweetener for tea, a drizzle over yogurt or toast, or as a glaze for roasted meats and vegetables. The most obvious flaw of honey is its tendency to crystallize over time, which
Really?
can make it harder to pour or spread.
I guess so.
A dish that best highlights honey is honey-glazed roasted carrots, where the sweetness of the honey caramelizes beautifully, complementing the earthy flavor of the roasted vegetables.
Enjoy your bumblebee jizz. Sproul, it's bumblebee barf. Very different. That's a whole different can of beans. This is an automatic S. It's not better than peanut butter, but it's definitely. Honestly, peanut butter and honey together is so good. Yeah, exactly. I was going to tell you, honey and peanut butter and a banana and some bread. You got a good time right there. I think I'm going to pump Cool Whip up a level. Yeah, I like that better. And I think I'm going to pump Cool Whip right above Ranch, too. The more I think about Cool Whip, the more I like Cool Whip. I'm not going to put it above ketchup, though. Cool Whip is not as versatile as ketchup, even though I think it tastes a little better. I think the versatility of ketchup really helps. A1. We're almost done with the list.
Our next item is A1 sauce, a tangy and savory condiment made from tomatoes, vinegar, spices, and a blend of fruit, including raisins and orange puree. It has a bold, slightly sweet flavor with a strong umami and a hint of spice, making it perfect for enhancing the flavor of steak, burgers, or even meatloaf. The most obvious flaw of A1 sauce is that its strong, tangy flavor can sometimes overshadow the natural taste of the meat. A dish that best highlights A1 sauce is a classic grilled steak, where its savory, tangy profile complements the juicy, charred flavors of the meat without overpowering it.
It does not succeed. It overpowers a steak. You're right. This is what you have this is the steak you get when you are at a place that sucks ass at making steaks. You're absolutely correct. I don't think I can justify putting it over sour cream. For when you don't have a local barbecue place to buy good barbecue sauce from, and you're not Donald Trump enough to slather your steak with ketchup. I heard that his steak company was only in existence for like 2 months. I like A1 sauce. I don't really have it very often, but whenever I do have it, I really end up liking it. This is a picture for 100% pure maple syrup. I'm going to treat this as all maple syrup, just for simplicity's sake.
Our next item is maple syrup, a sweet, amber-colored syrup made from the sap of sugar maple trees. It has a rich, caramel-like sweetness with a hint of woodsy, earthy undertones, making it perfect for drizzling over pancakes, waffles, or French toast. Its unique flavor also works well in baking and as a glaze for meats. The most obvious flaw of maple syrup is its thin consistency, which can make it run off quickly from certain foods. A dish that best highlights maple syrup is a stack of fluffy buttermilk pancakes, where its sweet, complex flavor pairs beautifully with the buttery warmth of the pancakes.
That's not the biggest flaw. The biggest flaw of maple syrup is how damn sticky it is. I mean, it sold the steaks on Sharper Image. Who would buy a steak from Sharper Image? I mean, I hate to give him credit, but it kind of makes sense in a way. If he thought that everybody would be looking at Sharper Image while they were flying to their business meetings, they'd see, well, look at the billionaire, or I'm flying first class. I want those cool steaks. I want to have a bunch of ladies. I'm going to swap maple syrup and butter. And I'm going to drop butter down a few pegs. I'm going to put butter above sriracha. Now, do I like maple syrup? No, I don't think I like maple syrup more than I like cheese dip. Vermont or Canada maple syrup. I don't even know if I could tell you the difference. And I don't really have a horse in the fight of maple syrups. I don't like really crap maple syrup. I'll have Aunt Jemima maple syrup or whatever, but I also don't like really, really hoity-toity 100% maple syrups. They don't taste very good. If they're super real and up their own ass, they taste like it.
Our next item is chocolate syrup, a sweet and rich topping made from cocoa powder, sugar, and water, often used to add a chocolatey flavor to desserts. It has a smooth, sweet chocolate taste with a slightly bitter undertone, making it perfect for drizzling over ice cream, stirring into milk for chocolate milk, or adding to coffee for a mocha. The most obvious flaw of chocolate syrup is that it can sometimes taste too sugary or artificial, depending on the brand.
God, GPT is nailing some of these.
A dish that best highlights chocolate syrup is a classic ice cream sundae, where its rich, chocolatey drizzle pairs perfectly with the cold, creamy ice cream and other toppings.
I like chocolate syrup. Who doesn't like chocolate syrup? Chocolate syrup's real good. Do I like it that much? Sriracha is a little high considering I can't even eat it anymore, but I do really like the taste, or I liked it once upon a time. I might drop it down now that I'm thinking a little more about it. Maybe the top of B. I'm going to drop it down a full letter grade because I can't even eat the damn stuff anymore, and I think chocolate syrup can be right here in its place. Brown gravy. Almost done. We've only got 4 more, including brown gravy, because I'm not doing white vinegar.
Our next item is brown gravy, a savory sauce made from beef or chicken drippings, flour, and stock. It has a rich, meaty flavor with a smooth, hearty texture, making it ideal for topping mashed potatoes, roast beef, or meatloaf. Its depth of flavor adds a comforting element to any dish. The most obvious flaw of brown gravy is that it can become too thick or lumpy if not prepared properly.
Lumpy?
A dish that best highlights brown gravy is a classic roast beef
becomes
with
a
mashed
Chewbacca.
potatoes, where the gravy's savory richness enhances both the tender meat and the creamy potatoes.
Now, am I treating this as just brown gravy, or can we treat this as gravy in general? Because brown gravy, I like, but I really like, turkey, lighter gravy, like giblet gravy. Well, not necessarily with the giblets, but not necessarily dark brown gravy. I like the much lighter version of that. That said, I do like me some gravy. I think I like it more than I like ranch. Not necessarily more than Cool Whip, though. Like, you get a good gravy on like a meatloaf. That's some good stuff right there. I think right near the bottom of A is a good spot for that. Alfredo sauce, you say?
Our next item is Alfredo sauce, a creamy and rich Italian sauce made from butter, heavy cream, and Parmesan cheese. It has a smooth, buttery flavor with a hint of nuttiness from the Parmesan, making it perfect for pasta dishes like fettuccine alfredo or as a base for baked casseroles. The most obvious flaw of Alfredo sauce is its high-fat content, which can make it feel heavy if used in large amounts. A dish that best highlights Alfredo sauce is classic fettuccine alfredo, where the sauce's creaminess coats the pasta, delivering a comforting, indulgent experience.
I mean, I kind of assume they're treating this as like for bread dips, right? Like breadsticks. I really like Alfredo sauce. I definitely like it more than gravy. I think objectively, I can say I like it more than pretty much all of these. Yeah, I love Alfredo. Not necessarily more than maple syrup, though. No, I think it gets stopped at maple syrup, but I am willing to put Alfredo sauce into S. That might be a wild position, but that's the one I made. Creamy spinach dip.
Our next item is creamy spinach dip, a rich and savory dip made from a blend of spinach, cream cheese, sour cream, and garlic. It has a smooth, creamy texture with a mild garlicky flavor and a subtle earthiness from the spinach. This dip is perfect for pairing with bread, crackers, or vegetables. The most obvious flaw of creamy spinach dip is that it can become too heavy and rich, especially if served in large portions. A dish that best highlights creamy spinach dip is a warm bread bowl, where the creamy, flavorful dip is scooped out with soft, fresh bread for a delightful appetizer.
My mom used to make that all the time. And it's good. But as I've gotten older, like the creamy spinach dip, not my the dip itself, not my favorite product. It's a bit, it's goopy. It's like it has a weird texture. I don't like it. It kind of tastes like wet Alfredo-y like seaweed in my mouth. I don't like it. There's much better ways of having spinach dips. A spinach artichoke dip isn't too terrible if you get it nice and fresh, but that's not what we're talking about. We are talking about, though, the last of our items. This is Prego tomato sauce, which is what I put into here. Again, not sure why they're treating this as a, dip. Although I guess the same thing. They could use this as like a breadstick dip.
Our next item is Prego tomato sauce, a thick and savory pasta sauce made from vine-ripened tomatoes, garlic, onions, and Italian herbs. It has a rich, slightly sweet tomato flavor with a hint of garlic and basil, making it perfect for pasta dishes, lasagna, or as a base for pizza sauce. The most obvious flaw of Prego tomato sauce is that it can be a bit too sweet for those who prefer a more natural tomato taste. A dish that best highlights Prego tomato sauce is classic spaghetti and meatballs, where the sauce's hearty flavor complements the pasta and tender, juicy meatballs perfectly.
I think objectively speaking, I can say I like tomato sauce, or Prego specifically, a bit more than I like guac, but I don't know if I could say I like it more than Red Hot. Although that said, I don't actually fully remember what Red Hot tastes like, so I think I morally should put it above Red Hot, the Prego. So that is all of the items on the list. Before we close out for the evening, I'd like to take a quick rundown of the list. Once again, we're going to start from bottom to the top. So these are the worst of the worst. Anything needs to be moved, this is when we do it. So, blue cheese dressing, no, terrible, stays at the bottom. Easy cheese spray, nope, stays right there. Marshmallow fluff, soy sauce, spinach dip, and spicy brown mustard all stay in F. F is a bad category, means... Oh, never mind. I won't change that because there's not enough room. Means this is stuff I will actively avoid eating. With some exceptions. Like, there are a few exceptions, but for the most part, this is food I don't find particularly appetizing. The D is stuff that is usually things that are either good but get old real fast, or they have really good purposes, very limited purposes. Like Miracle Whip, very good in turkey sandwiches. Thousand Island, good on a Reuben. Relish, good on very few options like a hot dog, etc. Mayo has plenty of options, but it's just not a good product. Dijon mustard is mid-af. Teriyaki I don't really remember, but I enjoy it. I remember liking it, and now the longer I'm thinking about teriyaki, the more I'm willing to hop it up a few spots. In fact, I'm willing to drop guac down. I actually don't really like guac that much, so I'm willing to make that swap here. And since I don't remember what Red Hot tastes like, I'm going to push teriyaki. I don't think I like teriyaki more than I like Prego sauce, because Prego tomato sauce is pretty, basic standard. French onion and guac go right above the sweet onion. This is stuff on the D list that it's like, it's fine. I could take or leave. So in the C list, this is stuff that's pretty good. This is stuff that's all right. I enjoy the stuff in the C list. Red Hot, I barely remember, but I remember it being pretty good. The teriyaki I mentioned already. Good on like chicken skewers. I remember that. Tomato dip is like a marinara sauce. That's a marinara sauce. That's what that's supposed to be. Fair enough. I think I'm going to leave it right where it is. I think marinara sauce can be right there. Nutella should be objectively a lot higher, but I have my own hang-ups about Nutella. Strawberry syrup, perfectly fine right there. Hummus, I'm not huge on hummus. I could take or leave it. Once you have like one bite, you're kind of done. Mustard is fine. I think C is perfectly fine for yellow mustard. It's not hurting anybody. Tartar sauce and cocktail sauce, top of C, excellent if you're able to get them in their, in their proper environment, like a good fried fish. B is pretty darn good stuff. Those are some pretty good options. So Tabasco sauce is at the bottom of B. Regular old barbecue sauce is just squeaked out by A1. Sour cream and the right options are fantastic. A good Caesar dressing is good in a salad and a few other options. Some jam with fruits, I'm not sure why is on this list, but I think it's pretty good right there. And B, I think is a good spot for it. Caramel sauce, love caramel sauce. What channel is this? Oh, it's Eddie Burbank. That's right. Honey mustard, I think, is at the top of B, perfectly fine. And I think it's going to edge out sriracha sauce. I think I like honey mustard more than I like sriracha. And I don't think objectively I can say I like caramel sauce better than sriracha sauce. A is our list of these are just food staples. This is just stuff that, is just American foods, delicious stuff. Not necessarily American, but just foods that you just can't be without in one way or another. Like ranch dressing has so many uses. I don't love it as much as everyone does, but it has so many good options. Brown gravy, again, a lot of options. Cool Whip is fantastic, especially if you freeze it. Tomato ketchup, regular old ketchup. I think I can't justify lowering it, but I think it's overrated as is. So I think right in the middle of A is perfectly fine. Chocolate syrup is better than ketchup. Deal. Butter has so many options. It's so much of a condiment that it's like you don't really taste amazing on your own, but the amount of work you put into making other dishes fantastic, kudos to butter. A big round of applause to butter, I'd say. Eking out butter in terms of taste and enjoyment for me is horseradish. I love me some horseradish. You put it on a roast beef sandwich. It's just like, it's good stuff. Ready Whip, Ready Spray Whip, fantastic. It helped me get through my gastric surgery. I could not have been without Ready Whip. Finally, we have the S tier. This is just fantastic foods, like wonderful foods. These two at the top are easily some of my favorite foods right here. I could not, be happy food-wise without at least one of these two. But we'll talk about those in a second. Alfredo sauce is fantastic, especially on breads. Maple syrup is a staple. It's what else is there to say? There's not much to say about the S tier. It's like, of course they're an S tier. They're amazing. Cheese dip and salsa. Oh, God, you put both of those in front of me with like a plate of tortilla chips. I am a happy camper. Honey, I've praised honey for eons now. I love honey. Couldn't be without honey. And peanut butter, I have peanut butter on the daily. I will probably have some peanut butter later. I love me some peanut butter. That is our tier list. I think it's a pretty good tier list. I think it gets the job done. I think with the exception of the Nutella on there twice and the white vinegar, I have no idea what that's about. But yeah, that was a good tier list. I had a good time doing it. What are we doing next time? I think, oh, that's right. We were supposed to do this for 2 nights. So I'll probably be doing something else next stream, most likely. Maybe we'll find another tier list. I don't know. We'll see. But I think that's all for one evening. We went slightly over time. That's fine. Not a big deal. Who even cares? It's Friday. It's my Friday, and that's the important thing. I said it's my Friday. And I am very pleased about it. I am out of here. You all have a fantastic evening. I will see you later. Goodbye. Mwah.
Okay, Chief, take him away. I'm going to go home and sleep with my wife.